Galatians 5, in talking about the fruit of the Spirit, lists 9 virtues that describe the fruit of the Spirit. Last week we talked about kindness. This week we're going to talk about goodness. We can often mix those two, the ideas behind them, kindness, goodness, but in the Greek, they are very separate ideas. Jesus showed kindness repeatedly when he worked in healing in people's lives. He had compassion on the broken, the rejected. We see this throughout the Gospels. He showed goodness when he made himself a whip and cleaned out the temple because people were buying and selling things in the temple. This was goodness. This kind of goodness is a zealous action for the goodness of God. So in being kind, you may show the soothing compassion of God. In being good, you're standing up for what's right in the eyes of God. It's like when we think about the roles in the church of the pastor and the prophet. The pastor is often soothing. The pastor is caring. He's taking care of the people. And then the prophet, who also loves the people and cares about them, he or she is usually much more black and white and going straight to the heart of the issue. So in one case, there's a soothing healing, and in the other case, there is a direct healing. Another way to look at this is like a coach. If you've ever had a coach before, I used to love snowboarding. I was never very good, but I loved it. And I started, I think, back in 1992, and then did it as often as I could until around 1998. 1998, I went on my last 90s snowboarding trip. And on that same trip, I got into a motorcycle accident, broke my collarbone really bad. But God used everything that was going on in 1998 to change my life dramatically. But then, because of all the different things going on, I didn't snowboard again until 2016. In 2016, my friend Ben, after a long time of coaxing, encouraging, and a little bit of arm twisting, he finally got me back out on the snow. Since it'd been so long, I decided to take lessons again. I was in the same class with my daughter Luna and Ben's daughter Ella, because it was also her first time snowboarding. She'd usually gone skiing before that. And we're in this class together. Our coach, our instructor, was probably born around the same time that I quit snowboarding. We'd get out on the slope together and he would just constantly going, "You guys can do it, you can do it, you're doing a great job, keep on going, you're doing awesome, well done, get up, you can do it again, let's go. So he was very, very encouraging. And that encouragement had a very soothing, coming around and moving forward aspect to it. It had a lot of kindness behind it. And in the lessons, I found myself being very timid. I was more concerned than I used to be about hurting myself. Of course, now I'm in my 40s. I'm in a very different place than I was in 1998. But I found myself being much more careful, much more focused on what was going on right under me instead of where I wanted to go. Really caught up in the details more than I needed to be. And so I couldn't enjoy the whole experience. And I was spending a lot of time on my knees and on my butt instead of flowing down the mountain. The coach pulled me off to the side. In his encouraging way, he said, "Matt, you're doing a great job. But can I tell you something?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure, go ahead." And he said, "Well, pardon my language, but I really feel like you're giving me half beep." I looked at him and I thought, I'm giving him half. Okay. At first I was a little surprised. I was even mildly offended. Not by the language at all, but more by somebody telling me I wasn't giving him everything. But immediately I realized, no, I wasn't giving him everything. I was not giving him everything that I had, and I was not going after this, because instead I was pulling back, pulling into myself and being timid, being careful, and I wasn't going after this. And so I looked at him and I said, "I am going to give you all my beep. I'm going to give you everything I have. I'm going to get out on that slope and I'm going to go after this thing." And he said, "Yeah, good job, let's do it." So we got back out there, and after a couple more runs, he came up to me and he said, "Listen, I'm going to focus more on the rest of the class. You're awesome. Come in and check in with me every once in a while, but get out there and enjoy this thing." And I did. From that moment, something clicked, and I was back in my groove. And that's what I really enjoy about snowboarding, just being in that place where you're flowing. You're not thinking about the turns, you're not thinking about what your feet are doing, what your legs are doing, you're just enjoying the mountain. Now there were two different things that the coach showed, and often our coaches show us this. They show us kindness, and they show us the goodness. The kindness is that, yeah, you can do it. The goodness is you're not giving it your all. It's a directness. It's where we get our idea of justice. There's something that wells up within us, and we have to deal directly with something that is not good. That's the goodness. Some people often have a tendency to be more focused on dealing with things directly, and some people lean more towards soothing and avoiding that direct conflict. We need both of them. We need both of them in the church. We need both of them within ourselves. And both of them are within us as believers because we have that Holy Spirit. And the Holy Spirit is one seed with all of these aspects. And so all of those are available and want to grow from us. So what's it going to take for this goodness to grow from us? The more direct action representing God, facing the wrong that's in the world? It's steps. It's taking those steps. But they're also all based in love. And the goodness and the kindness, they come hand in hand. They're not separate. So today, how can you not only show kindness, but are there moments where you need to stand up and say, that's wrong. Here, let me help you do this the right way. Let me help you move forward in the right way. I'm going to be with you in this, and we're going to walk through this. But we need to turn some things and go the right direction.